Today is Tuesday, February 24th, day 35 of me being raw, and I juiced a half gallon. I put half of it into 1 quart and the other half into 2 pints. I'll drink one on the way to school and one during class. This is breakfast. So it is almost 10 o'clock now, and I'm home from school. I had both those pints of juice this morning. And I kind of wanted to let you guys know my regimen like the last couple of days. Well, first I'll let you guys know it's 10 o'clock and I'm going to drink that other quart of juice. So then I'll have 2 quarts of juice in. And while I'm drinking that, I am going to take a few of these. As you can see, I have been taking them, trying to get this candida under control, because I do believe that combating the candida and getting it under control is the first step in regulating the immune system and the gut and all that. So caprylic acid, the Pau d'Arco, grapefruit seed extract, and tea tree oil. It actually says to take 6 of them, but I take 4 of these, and then I take, just to like stretch them out, and then I take regular caprylic acid, and I find that this has been really helpful regimen. So I'm going to drink this juice and take my supplements. And then shortly after, I will take Diatomaceous Earth. I know a lot of you guys have been asking me, how my results have been taking this, and I haven't stuck to taking it for long-term, effects or benefits to really see a difference. So I've kind of started taking it every day, every other day, somewhere in there. And so I feel like I'll take these, it'll kind of kill some of the candida off, and then this kind of finish the job, slice it up, dice it up, get it out of there. And then a few hours later, I'm going to follow up with some probiotics. So that's kind of what I've been doing lately to combat the candida, which I feel like it's helping. However, I'm having severe detox symptoms. I want to say about 3 days now. Like right now, I'm nauseous. I just don't feel well. There was a bout of sickness that came through my household about 3 weeks ago. We went to church and the girls got sick, and their noses have been running and they've been coughing, and I kind of was like, oh, I didn't get it. Then another sickness came through our house, like a nausea bug, and a couple of the kids were throwing up, and I'm like, oh, I didn't get that either. So right now I don't know what's going on, if it's just detox or if it's detox plus like a virus, but nonetheless, I'm still drinking through. Yesterday was really tough for me. I felt really awful, and I decided to go ahead, take the time out, which I don't have, to do an enema, and I felt instant relief. So I may do that again today, because I think I'm detoxing a lot faster than I can eliminate, because those channels, aren't up to par yet. They're better, but just not up to par yet. So I'm willing to do anything that will help the process along. And so I'm going to drink this juice now. I'll show you guys my little supplement bin another time, but this is kind of what I've been taking now. And then I take selenium whenever I think about it. I've been doing a lot of wheatgrass, a ton of wheatgrass, which is super high in selenium. So I really haven't, had to take much. But I take moringa once in a great while. I've been trying not to mix too much. I tried this a while back. I haven't really been taking that. But yeah, so I had that when I was pregnant, and just random supplements that I have experimented with. So I'll talk about that a little bit later, but this is my juice. So it is, yes, almost 5:30 already, and I haven't had anything except a half gallon of juice, the carrot, celery root, apple, turmeric, which tasted fantastic, and I loved it. But I definitely am convinced that I have something going on here. My nose, it hasn't stopped running, and I've been blowing like crazy, and it's clear and then it's green, and it's just awful. So I definitely feel like I caught whatever it is that they have going on, and I've really been boasting lately about the fact that I haven't been sick in years, and I mean years. And that could have a lot to do with just not being exposed to it. I'm a good hand washer, also just the robust immune system. A lot of people with Hashimoto's claim that they don't get sick a lot either, and a lot of it is because the immune system is in overdrive. So a lot of other things could be happening too. Detox, I know for a fact I'm having severe candida die-off symptoms for sure, and my treatment with that has been pretty aggressive, so it's no wonder. So I kind of feel like I got run over by 2 trains, and all I want to do is rest. And on this this time around, I haven't really had any time to rest, and it's pretty pathetic. I haven't been going to bed as early as I want, which is before 10. I have 4 kids that depend on me to be there and, you know, and meet their needs, and it's just, yeah. So ultimately, I feel like I'm going to do an enema tonight sometime. It's very time consuming, and when you have 4 kids that need you, it's just really not a good time to do it. There's really no time to do it. But I know I'll feel better. Maybe a good walk will do me good too. Nonetheless, so I haven't had much energy. I've kind of been feeling just but as far as everything else goes, like, I feel good. I'm very fluid in my movements. I don't feel puffy. I don't feel, you know, I know that if I wasn't doing as well as I am with diet, that this would be a whole lot worse. So hopefully this whole thing passes, detox, virus and all. And it was kind of a long story there, just to show you guys what I'm going to have. Yes, I am going to have another juice. When times get tough, you dig a little deeper. I don't know what I'm thinking. I definitely have really no appetite right now. I'm getting a little hungry, but as far as wanting something to eat, the desire's not really there. But then again, I have this slight urge to eat something comforting, you know, just some kind of comfort food. I don't really have any cravings for standard American diet food, but I feel like I just want something like maybe a warm soup or maybe something like that. So maybe I will have something a little bit later. Definitely not going to be a warm soup, but maybe something to eat. So for now, I figure, why not? I'll have some wheatgrass, because wheatgrass always makes me feel better. You guys know by now that wheatgrass is like my favorite. My favorite. So I've got about a half a tray, because I caught this one yesterday. I've got about a half a tray of wheatgrass here. It's so dark green and luscious, and I'm going to love this. Half a tray of wheatgrass, some cilantro, some just little bits of cilantro, almost a whole bunch or so that just kind of has to be used up. I'm going to use the rest of the pea shoots from the other day that I didn't juice. And then my son decided he wanted to regrow one of my wheatgrasses. I usually only do the one cut and I'm done. But since he regrew it, I'm going to juice this. So this is the second growth, definitely not near as dark as the first grow, but nonetheless it'll give me more juice, so I plan to do that. I have 6, 7, 8 oranges here. I'm just going to use as many as it takes to get through my juicer. I am trying to get a better juicer. If I'm going to juice this much wheatgrass, I need more of a wheatgrass friendly juicer. And don't get me wrong, I love my juicer, I love it, but I feel like the time has come for me to kind of maybe look into some other options, that because this one I have to stop it very often. It gets overheated very easily because this is very hard on the teeth, and it's not like a regular centrifugal. I mean, it looks like one, but it really does a good job at keeping the food items in here and just grinding them until it can't grind anymore. So I can't say enough good things about this, but as far as many greens and wheatgrass as I've been juicing, I really do need something that's going to be a little bit more efficient with time and everything else. So I am getting ready to have wheatgrass, cilantro, pea sprouts, a few oranges, probably all of them, because I could use the energy and the sugar right now. A little bit more wheatgrass, and I am going to throw in some coconut. I have had pretty adequate water intake and then that half gallon of juice, but I feel like I need the electrolytes. I need something to keep me going because I gotta feed these kids. I'm usually starting dinner at 5 or having it ready around 5:30. But not today, just because the way I've been feeling. So dinner is going to be pretty easy for them. I figured I might as well share it with you guys. I just have some leftover potatoes. Those are just like whole potatoes and then mashed potatoes. I'm going to throw together a quick little vegan potato soup. If you guys have been watching my videos for a while, you know the recipe, but maybe I can throw it in this really quick. Hopefully it won't turn out to be too long. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make my juice and then dice up some celery, and I have some carrots, and then I have some shredded carrots here. Just trying to clean out the fridge and get things used up. So I'm going to throw in the carrots, 1 onion, some garlic, and I've got bouillon cubes. When I'm in a pinch, I just use this for soups. The kids love it. I think it tastes great. I find it very efficient and it's great. I mean, I make my own vegetable broth. We don't have any right now in the freezer, and I really need to hurry up. So, my goodness, we're not feeling well. I really am rambling. So the kids are having potato soup for dinner, and I'm getting ready to juice. So what I probably will actually do, now that I've rambled so much, is cut up their stuff, get their soup going, make my juice, and then I'll show you guys what I end up with. So it's 5:44. That didn't take too long. I've got the onion, celery. I probably used 2 stalks of celery, those few carrots, and I didn't use all of the shredded carrots because I thought it would be a little bit heavy on the carrot side, and I'm just going to add some salt. Add some black pepper. I like to add a little thyme. And I don't really like cooking with oil, so I'm just going to add a little water. And then I'll just add water as needed. Sometimes as it's cooking, I'll add a little oil after everything's already done and right before I add the broth, just as a flavor enhancer. But I don't like to fry at all with oil. This time I'm not going to add any oil, so I'm just going to show you guys how I do it on a busy day. And I've got the onion, celery, carrot, pepper, salt, and thyme, and water. And so I'm just going to let this cook up while I make my juice. Who needs oil? Look at that, you guys. Water does a fantastic job. So now that the veggies are soft, I'm going to add in the garlic and 3 of those bouillon cubes. And some water. So I'm going to let this cook for a little while before I add the potatoes. Now it's almost time to add the potatoes, but I like to break up the vegetables a little bit. So as you can see, I just broke them up a little bit, and I'm going to add the potatoes. So now I've added the potatoes, and I didn't add any more water. It's the same amount of water that was in there, probably 10 cups or so. I'm not sure how much, but I like to leave it more on the thick side. So this is vegan and gluten-free and super amazingly tasty, if I do say so myself. So I'm going to let this cook up a little bit, and then I'll probably use the immersion blender one more time, and then it'll be time for the kids to eat it. It's 6:11, and I'm still working on my juice. That's how much I got now. So the soup is almost done. At this point you can add a little almond milk if you want. It's optional, you don't have to. Just make it more like creamy. Watch. And then I like to hit it with the immersion blender one more time. So it is done. We have gluten-free, vegan potato soup, and it's thick, no flour, it's got chunks, it is perfect. I could probably eat this and still heal myself and still get where I want to get, but it's not my ideal, and it's not my time, and I am perfectly happy with the raw foods. But I have to admit, it does smell good. The kids should be happy. So this is dinner for them. 6:30 now, kids are about to eat dinner, and I did end up with a full 4 cups. I added the coconut now, so I had 4 cups of the juice, but I poured myself about 16 ounces of just the straight juice, and then I've got 2 cups mixed with about 2 cups of coconut water for later. Oh my gosh. So my battery died, but I did just finish that whole cup. So I've got about 4 cups, but that's including the water from the coconut. And I'm going to sip on this for a little while, and then I'll have one more juice. So this is all I will have for today. And technically I had breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I had a quart for breakfast. I drank 1 pint on the way to school, and I had 1 pint during class. And then I had that quart for lunch. And so this is dinner. And this is a good 4 or 5, about 6 cups. So I feel pretty good now. I definitely am going to conclude the video now because they're going to eat dinner. I'm going to finish this. I am going to clean up the mess. First, I will put away the dishes that I washed earlier, and then I will clean up today's dishes and my juicer. The life of a mom of 4. No matter how good or bad you feel, the show must go on. So that will be my night, and then I will find the time to give myself an enema for sure, because I'm having so much candida die-off symptoms. I'm having nausea, a few headaches, definitely a lot of gas. It's really crazy. So, I don't know what that was. So, yeah, I'm getting a little loopy. I'm tired. I'm tired, very exhausted. I stayed up till 1 or 2 a.m. and then I get up at 5, 6 o'clock for class. So, I'm doing it to myself. Partially it's because if I eat my meal later at night, then I get this bout of energy. And I know it's like adrenal fatigue too. You get that extra, you know, second wind, what have you. But that's why it's really important that I go to sleep at a decent time. But I know if I do that, and the camera said enough yapping. All I was trying to say is what you do today impacts how you feel tomorrow.